What's up, you guys, and welcome back to So by Gigi 101. Today is Sunday, which means I am coming at you with a recap review, whatever, of the 2-hour season finale, Once Upon a Time. I'm really sad because this is a season finale, so that means that I'm not going to be giving you any more reviews on Once Upon a Time, anyway, on Sundays until their hiatus is over and they come back, which I don't believe is until September, I think. I'm pretty sure. So definitely let me know if there's a show that you want me to supplement Sunday nights with. But let's get right into this 2-hour premiere. Okay, first of all, I'm not gonna lie, I was not feeling like a good 87% of this 2-hour episode. So, of course, Regina is just standing there and she's just kind of like looking off into the abyss in a daze, and everybody's drinking and cheering, to Robin's life and the life that he did lead. And, Hook is back and nobody knows it yet. So Emma and Hook are walking towards the diner and they are talking, and she's just like, listen, let me just kind of like ease you in because she just lost her one true love for the second time, and I know she's not going to take this right. So she goes in and she's like, goes to talk to Regina, and all of a sudden there's like this big blast. And why is there a big blast? Because Goal took the Olympus stone or whatever and he tethered it, apparently, to Storybrooke. So with the big blast and earthquake kind of shake that always happens when a portal opens or somebody unleashes the Kraken, Hook just comes storming in. Is everybody all right? And everybody's like, what? And Regina's definitely like, what? So now they have to explain what happened, and Regina's like, they're kind of worried because they're like, oh my god, is she gonna become the evil queen or what? So she's like, whatever, I'm used to, having my happy ending squashed. What we need to figure out right now is what just happened in the tower. And then that's when they find out that, Gold tethered the stone to Storybrooke, and everyone is in the clock tower because that's where all the magic of Storybrooke is housed. And they figure everything out and they walk off. And Emma's like, Regina, let me talk to you really quickly. Because now they have to devise a plot to go after Rumpelstiltskin. Surprise, surprise. And Henry is down below and he overhears them. And Emma was saying how Regina should probably just like wade this out because, maybe just... And Regina's like, you're worried that I'm going to become the evil queen again, aren't you? And she's like, no, I'm just saying, like, maybe you should just, kind of chill because, you lost your one true love. And last time that happened, And Regina got mad and she's like, you know what? I don't need you to tell me what I can and cannot do. I will find Gold on my own. And Henry overhears it. And so now for the rest of the remainder, hour and 20 minutes... his mission is to destroy magic. So he, along with that little girl that he met in Camelot, they go off and they devise a plot to go and destroy magic. And we find out through their storyline that actually Neil, aka Balefire, aka Bay, he was trying to find a way to destroy magic so that way he could get rid of it for the sake of Rumpel, who's his father. And he never fully learned how to do it. So Henry wants to fulfill his prophecy and get rid of the magic because he just believes that if he gets rid of the magic, then they won't have any problems. So he goes off, and now Regina and Emma have to go after him and find him. While all this is happening, it comes to find out through Rumpelstiltskin that if he gets rid of the magic, then he's going to get rid of Storybrooke. Now, they go paranoid, need to find him, and they're like, okay, well, if they get rid of Storybrooke, we're gonna what? So Zelena opens up a portal so that way everyone can just go back to the Enchanted Forest. But as she goes to close the portal, something happened, and Zelena, Charming, Snow White, Hook, they get transported into another land. Now, for the first probably 20 minutes or so that they are in this land, we do not know where they are. And we do not recognize any of the characters. It's just like the most bizarre thing. Like, I had no idea what was going on. But basically, to sum up the episode, come to find out that they are actually into the story of Jekyll and Hyde. And Henry finds out that it's actually the Holy Grail that started magic, and it can take magic away. And he ends up succeeding in taking magic away. But then he finds out that his family is trapped in this other realm, and that now they don't have the magic to bring him back. And let me just pause. I, for me, cannot take teenage Henry. I can't. A lot of his lines were just really melodramatic and overperformed, because I don't know if acted is a word. It doesn't even sound like a proper word. Was overperformed and very like Raven-Symoné kind of acting, because as we all know, Raven-Symoné overacts everything. But like, so I just could not deal with that. And I'm very glad that I was not alone in these feelings about Henry. But, you know, he gets rid of magic, and now he's like, okay, great, now we can't get your family back. And he's like, what are you talking about? And they explain to him what the situation is. And they go to see the dragon. Now, the dragon is someone that was from eons ago. Like, I mean, what, probably season 2, because the dragon was the man that August sought when he was still a boy in the land of like our realm, who was supposed to be watching over Emma, and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do, and she finally made it back to Storybrooke on her own, and now he was becoming a wooden boy, and he went to the dragon for help, along with the black girl Tamara, or Tamar, whatever you want to call her. She was dying from cancer or whatever. They sought the dragon. So we see the dragon man again. And he's like, Rumpelstiltskin, I'm not helping you. But he turns to Regina, and throughout the whole episode, Regina really had been suppressing the evil queen and fighting with staying good. And she had this heart-to-heart conversation with Emma and everything, just about how she's going to sit back and accept the punishment that she has to take for the things that the evil queen did. And throughout the episode, it was kind of weird because everybody's acting seemed just really off and really weird. Like, I don't know what was going on in that season finale. The acting just seemed off, and in certain scenes, they just kind of seemed distant from their characters. It was actually quite bizarre. And, you know, Regina's just like, I just have to come to terms with it. So when they see the dragon refuses to help Rumpelstiltskin because he's the dark one, but he actually sees good in Regina, and he sees that Regina, or he senses that Regina is fighting to suppress the evil queen, and he's willing to help her. So he takes like this plastic, beautiful purple lotus flower and does some magic and is able to show them the portal. So he doesn't have enough power to open the portal, but he can show them like where they are. And they're like, great, well, there's no magic here because Henry took it away. And he's like, there's magic everywhere. You just have to believe. And she's like, then why would they call this place the land without magic? And he's like, because you can't see it. You have to believe it. And of course, they find out that the magic was actually the wishing well, where we throw coins in and make wishes. I don't know about you, but I've thrown many a coins in there as a child and made wishes many a times. And I'm still not a mermaid. So I still grout a tail when I touch water. So I don't know if I believe that theory. But Henry gets up on the steps in Manhattan and gives this whole big speech about believing and having faith. And you know, it's very interesting when they do New York scenes, because I swear the people that are supposed to be New Yorkers in the show, they have to be Tauruses, because no New Yorker is going to stand there and watch some boy screaming at the top of the steps about magic and a magic fountain. A true New Yorker will be like, wow, he is really on some stuff. I'm gonna just keep walking. Tunnel vision. Okay, I'm not even gonna make eye contact. Tunnel vision. But a tourist would stop and entertain that. Things you notice when you are a New Yorker living in a very touristy state. So anyway, they all believed, and they throw the coin into the well, and Regina threw the coin in twice, which means she made 2 wishes. And all of a sudden, like, this water whirlwind goes in, and their family jumps through the portal. And like I said, they met Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the doctor actually made a forum to split himself from from Hyde. And Hyde was still in their realm, but the doctor made it through. So Jackal made it through. And apparently no one saw this happen, but when they came through the portal, Rumpelstiltskin jumped through. I didn't see it happen. Did you see it happen? I didn't see it happen, but I. So the doctor just kept saying, how can I ever help you? I mean, how can I ever thank you for everything that you've done? And they figured out how he could. He had a little bit of serum left from when he split himself. And this is towards the end of the show, and this is where it all just got all kinds of good. He gave the formula to them, and they gave it to Regina, because Regina really just wanted to get rid of the evil queen. So they were like, inject yourself, get rid of her, and you're good. And she's like, fine, you should go. I don't know what she's going to do. I've been suppressing her for so long. And they're like, no, we're going to stay. Emma and Snow, of course, you know how they are. And she injects herself, and I have to say, I love Lana Padilla. I think she's a fantastic actress, especially on Once Upon a Time. But that wasn't her best acting. It was kind of like faux pas. It wasn't her best acting. Sorry, Lana, you know I love you, but girl, that was not your best acting. And so she separates herself from the evil queen, and now it's Regina versus the evil queen. And the evil queen is really like, you're nobody without me. You're weak. You don't have the power to, get rid of me. There's nothing you can do. And Regina is very apprehensive, but she musters up the strength to pull out the evil queen's heart and to squish it. And now we're thinking, okay, everything's done. They go back to Storybrooke, and Regina takes away the power of the Olympus Stone, and they're thinking everything is good. But of course, this is what I can't stand, but what I also kind of love about Once Upon a Time. Whenever it's a season finale and it's the 2-hour one, it's always kind of like passe, blah, 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 for like literally an hour and 59 minutes. When it gets to that 1 minute mark, that's when everything gets good. Because in the 1 minute mark, in that 1 minute time span, in that 60 seconds, Hyde is in Storybrooke, and apparently he made a deal with Rumpelstiltskin that he would give him the information to wake up Belle, and he gets to keep Storybrooke. And Regina laughed, like, how does he give you Storybrooke? And we're all laughing, like, how does he give you Storybrooke when Storybrooke technically belongs to Regina? But, alright. And the evil queen comes back, and because Hyde says to Regina, it's not as easy to suppress the darkness and get rid of it as you think. And then all of a sudden, the dust that the evil queen turned into is flying through the city. Well, not flying, but like floating through the city of Manhattan. And she goes to the dragon, and he rips out the dragon's heart, and then it ended. And I was just like, oh man, I was really apprehensive about next season, and I still am, just because Dr. Jackal and Mr. Hyde, like, I don't know, I guess I'm just used to Storybrooke and Once Upon a Time being focused more so on like popular Disney stories, and they're straying from that, They dabbled a little bit with Frankenstein, and now we're in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or whatever. But I'm just excited because now we see the evil queen, and now it's like Regina, like BC, like not even BC. It would be like Regina BD before Daniel. So when she was happy, versus Regina AD after Daniel. Okay? Should be so good. I am so excited for this. You guys have no idea how excited I am for this. Now, Hyde said that he brought some friends. I don't know who it is that he brought, but and we still don't know where Gold is right about now. But I'm excited just because we get the evil queen back, and you know how much I love the evil queen. So I'm very interested in seeing how this is going to play out and where they're going to take this. So we have a whole bunch of time to figure that out. But, side note, for those of you Oncers out there, did you know this? You probably did if you're a super fan. I did not know this. They actually have Once Upon a Time books, like actual books that you can get on Amazon. Like they have Once Upon a Time, The Shadow of the Queen. I think that's the first book. And then there's a sequel to that book. And I'm looking to get that because I want to start doing book reviews for you guys too. I want to start reading more books, especially since summer's coming up and I'm getting older. And I realize that I like to sip wine and read books by the pool. Yeah. But come to think of it, I've always been that kind of a person, so maybe it doesn't have anything to do with age. Good to know I'm not going through a midlife crisis. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and for checking out my channel. And remember, if you want to see more recap, review, whatevers, then all you have to do is join the Gigi Meister Merpod. And you're like, how do I do that? How can I become a mermaid or a merman and swim with the Gigi Meister Merpod? Well, it's simple. All you have to do is rate, comment, subscribe, and share because sharing is caring. And just tune in and join me whenever I make my posts, which are traditionally on Sundays and Tuesdays. But I'm trying to add in more days with more interesting things sporadically because I like to keep my little pod happy. Thanks for watching. Loves and likes ya. Bye.